So what are the SQL commands?
So there are mainly 6 type of commands. So let's start with DDL, which is data definition language, which allows the database to create and delete or restructure the database. So in DDL, what we mainly have related with table creation, alter table and drop table. We also create an alter index and create and drop view. Then we can go to DML, that is data manipulation language. It is mainly used to manipulate data. And there are mainly 3 parts, that is insert, update, and delete. Then the third is data query language, which is selecting data, and we use select here. The fourth one is data control language, that is DCL, where we alter, where the comments are alter password, grant and revoke. Okay. And like DCL, we have transaction level language like TCC, that is transaction control language. So here we will do rollback, commit, save point. And the last one is data administration language, where we start audit and stop audit. This is the SQL commands.
What is the difference between where clause and having?
Where clause and having. So when we want to filter data in SQL, we use where clause, and having we are using in case of when we use group by. So when we use group by, so group by is like a when we use group by, when we want to use aggregate data.
Okay, what do you mean the aggregated data?
Aggregated means there are few functions, that is count, minimum, maximum, sum, average. For this transaction, we want to, if we want to summarize the values or group the values, we use group by. In case
Summarize
of aggregate
the rows.
functions, yes,
Summarize the rows.
Yes, and like having clause is also like the same thing. It's also used, but like filtering the data. But as we are using group by an aggregate function, it's kind of distinction. It's we are using having clause because where keyword cannot use in aggregate function.
Okay. So what is the difference between union and union all?
So in union, we all means in generally we combine the results for 2 or more tables. We use union or union all. Okay, so in union we will get only the distinct values of the data, but in case of union all, we'll get all the data including duplicates.
So what happens in the table 1? You have the 10 columns. In the table 2, you have the 8 columns where you are applying the union and union. So what will be happen? In the table 1, you have the 8 columns. In the table 2, you have the 10 columns.
So when we do union, so as table 1 has 8 columns and table 2 has 10 columns, in table 1 the 2 columns which are not present in table 2 will show null value.
Okay.
For table 1 results.
What is the merge? Like what merge kind of joints we have?
So merge means actually in SQL we generally use joins to refer merge. So actually it combining rows from 2 or more tables based on the related column between them or common column between them. This is merge or join which we use in SQL. So in join we in SQL we have mainly 5 types of joins. The first is inner join, then left outer join, then right outer join, full outer join, and cross join.
Okay.
So inner, do I need to explain?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Inner join mainly which brings only the matching rows between 2 tables, the left and right tables. That is inner join. The left outer join is which keeps all the rows from the left table and brings the matching rows from the right table. That means it's kind of first inner join, and the data which are left in left table will also populate the data in left outer join. The just vice versa is for right outer join. Right outer join means the keeps the column which are common between two tables, that is inner join, then it will keep the data which is present particularly in right table, that is right outer join. And in full outer join, which brings all the data from both the right and left tables, that is full outer join. And in cross join, it's kind of combines each row from first table with each row from second table. It's kind of Cartesian product.
Could you please repeat again the cross join again?
Cross join, it's kind of combines each row from left table with right table. Suppose we have three tables, three data in left table and four data in right table. So we have the first data combines with four data with right table. Then second data from left table combines with four data from right table, and go on.
Are you sure?
Yes, this is cross join.
Cross join is like we will work on the in the table itself. Okay, on the table itself we can derive the on the two as like a table one and table two. Okay. So what is the difference between like and wildcard?
Like and
Wildcard.
wildcard. Actually, like is a bigger umbrella and wildcard is a part of that part of that bigger umbrella. Like operator we use when we want to use pattern. So we can, so there are some various patterns we have, like suppose a percentage. So that means starts with a, percentage a ends with a. So these are called like operators. And wildcards is there are, we are given represents some characters in a bracket. That means we can refer few characters or range of characters through these wildcards. We can also refer that we don't want range of characters, we can also mention as wildcards.
Okay. So what is the difference between primary key and foreign key?
So primary key is the unique key of a particular table. It's kind
What do
of
you mean
a
the unique key?
It's like its primary key is like what I can tell you. Primary key, sorry, is a column in a table that uniquely identifies the rows of data in a particular table.
What do you
It
mean the unique?
It's unique and null, not null. That means not duplicate values. Should have
Yes.
the unique values and there should be not null. So there must be any values in primary key. On the other hand, foreign key is a column or a group of column in one table that refers to a primary key to another table.
Okay.
So the table, that foreign key is called child table, and the main table that has primary key is called reference or parent table, and it maintains mainly referential integrity in database. That means if something deletes in the first table which has the primary key, also delete in the table which has the foreign key.
Okay. What is the stored procedure?
uh, Stored procedure. I know that, but right now I'm not able to remember. It's kind of a function. It's okay.
Okay. Can you
Kind of a function which we use to repeat to do means kind of a stored position is it's a kind of a few functions which we use in SQL so that we don't need to write all the queries.
Okay. What is the parameter in the stored procedure?
That I don't know.
What is CTE?
CTE is common table expression.
Mhm.
So when we want to give when clause in SQL, we use CTE.
Okay.
It's kind of condition. So giving. And
Can you
like,
explain me? Yeah,
what are the
one,
aggregated functions?
go ahead.
Sorry, can I please
What are the
come again?
aggregated functions?
Aggregated functions.
Hmm.
Aggregated functions, I think I have already informed that sum, mean, maximum, count, average. These are all aggregated function.
Okay, then. Now, how do we import the file? Can we import the file from the SSMS?
Yes.
How we can? What is the procedure?
So we can import the flat file. So for that, we need to go right click on the particular database. Then we need to go to more. Then I'm just forgetting the key. Then more. And then I think we can fetch the database.
Okay. And how do you find the duplicates? How do you find the duplicates?
So means do I need to mention the query? Means the syntax of the query?
Okay. What is
Do I
the
need to
procedure
mention?
you will follow?
Sorry, can you please come again?
What is the procedure you will follow? How do you find?
So we need to, so if we have same value repeating, we need to count that value where the value is greater than 1. We can identify the column as a duplicate, the values as a duplicate.
In this, what kind of functions you will use to finding the duplicates?
So sum is aggregated function. Sorry, count is aggregated function. So we'll use aggregate function.
So what is the subquery?
Subquery is means a query within a query. So that means we have two set of queries. One is inner query and one is outer query. So
can you give some example? Can you give some example with some query? Can you share your can you share your desktop, or can you open a notepad and just give me one example of subquery?
So I can tell if you want, means like select something from select star from
No, just write
table.
just write something on notepad. Can you allow sharing? You will share the notepad.
Yes, he can.
Open your notepad and just write a query to explain me what is subquery.
Just a moment. Notepad. Yes. So share. Is it visible now, the notepad?
Yes.
Select
okay, so just write something here and explain the subquery. Yeah, go ahead.
Select start from select star from Suppose, so let's start from table 1, where salary equal to select salary from table 2, like this.
How it runs? Can you explain me the execution?
So this is
How it executes?
yes. So this is mainly nested subquery. So what we have, so in nested subquery, the inner query. This is the inner query. So this inner query will exist the execute first, then the results, which will then the we have some results as per the inner query. Then the outer query, this one compare with this results. This is kind of example of inner query. And we have also sorry, this is a nested in a nested subquery, and there is one more, that is correlated subquery. So let me give you an example of that as well. So let's start from table 1, where salary so I'm just giving an hypothetical situation. So what will happen in correlated subquery? The outer query will execute first, then the inner query will execute. So in the nested subquery, this is the first example. We generally use is equal to in, and in correlated subquery, we generally use exist like this. So this is the kind of bottom to top down approach for this one, next one, and this is the bottom up approach, the first one.
Okay,
Arun,
I have one requirement. Yeah, Adi, 1 second. I have one requirement. There is an employee. Okay, in a company there are employees, and every employee has some managers. Okay, so
Okay.
I want to list down all the employees whose managers' name are Mukesh. Just imagine there's a company. In that company there are employees, and every employee has some reporting manager, right?
Okay.
So I want to list down all the employees whose reporting managers are, the name of reporting managers are Mukesh.
Okay. So do I need to think there is two tables? One is employee tables and one is manager tables?
No, that you have to provide me solution. I don't know. This is my requirement.
Okay.
That there's employees. Every employee has reporting managers, and I want to list down all the employees whose reporting manager's name is Mukesh.
Okay. So we can assume there are two tables. One is employee table and another is managers table. So in employee table, we have employee ID, employee name, and department, suppose department. And we have also managers ID. And manager table, we have managers ID and managers.
Do you think there are two tables are required here, employee and manager? Is it possible to have one table?
Yes, we can have managers ID and manager's name. And I need to find the employees whose managers are the Suresh, right?
Yeah, Mukesh, Suresh, anything. Yeah,
Mukesh.
Suresh.
Select employee ID, sorry, employee name from employee. This is the name of the table. Select employee name. So let me give like this. What happened? My name from employee where managers name equal to H. Yes, like this. So we can have derive the result. Hello.
Okay. So select name employee.
Yes, select employee name from employee table. This is the table, employee table, where manager's name equal to Mukesh.
Okay. So manager's name is a column. Employee ID, employee name, manager's name.
Yes, I give manager's ID and manager's name as a column.
No, there should be no manager name as a column. Employee name. Look, see, in employee table,
Okay.
even manager is an employee, right?
Hmm.
So I think employee ID, employee name will work. So manager name is not required.
Okay.
Every
So
manager is also employee. Even CEO is also employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's keep employee ID, employee name, manager ID. Yeah.
And department.
Yeah. Department can be another table. Leave the department. Remove department. Departments. Let's suppose it's a different table.
Okay. So there are three columns: employee ID, employee name, and manager's ID.
Yeah.
But we don't know about the name of the manager ID. Means then how we can find the Mukesh? We don't know the name of managers, which manager's ID is for which name. Okay, you're telling that employee ID is there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Select employee name. Okay.
Let's suppose there are two rows in this table. Okay. One employee 1, comma ABC, comma 2.
Okay.
And second row is 2, comma Mukesh, comma null. Let's imagine two rows.
Okay. 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 Select employee name from employee where um, where
Okay, I'm giving hint. Cross join, self join.
just a moment, let me try. Where manager's ID. Manager equal to manager ID from select manager ID from employee where managers ID equal to 2. You told that 2 is Mukesh ID, right?
Yes.
So we can have the solution like with subquery. So first we find that select manager ID from employee where manager ID is 2, and then we'll find the manager ID, and then we'll find the name of the employee whose manager ID to that 2. Through subquery.
No, where manager ID to, I don't know that. I don't know the manager ID name. I know the manager name.
Okay. But you are asking for the employee name.
My requirement is I want those employees name whose managers having name Mukesh or Suresh.
Okay. Okay. Select manager ID from employee where manager ID equal to 2. Select manager's name from employee where manager ID equal to 2.
Okay. Adi, do you have another question? You can try this later. Yeah, Adi, go ahead.
What is the index?
Index means it's increase the search options. So we are creating index to find a particular row easily.
We can increase the performance.
Yes, increase the performance, search performance.
So in a column, if you want to combine the 2 columns, so how do you do?
In a particular,
for example, if you have the first name and last name, you want to like combine this 2 column into a single column. How do you do?
First name and last name in a single column. Right now, I'm not able to remember.
For example, if you have some ID, okay, the text, if you want to find the initial 5 characters from the specific column, how do you use?
So initial first characters, like we use left function. So we can use select, then column name, the name which we need to require. Suppose we are finding name, so select name. Then we use left function, and then in bracket we need to give that name and how many characters we want to find. Like maybe 5 characters, first 5 characters from left. So contact name, then 5 characters, then bracket close from that particular table.
How do you delete the table?
Sorry?
How do you delete the table?
Delete the entire table. So delete the entire table we can do through drop table. So we can use
First of all, how many ways we can delete the table?
So there are 3 ways: delete the table or delete the records.
Table.
So mainly there are three ways. One is delete, one is drop, and one is truncate. So what we have
okay, you said a drop and truncate. Okay, what's the difference between delete and truncate?
Delete is deleting one by one, and truncate means deleting everything from table, and delete table is deleting the whole table from the database.
Okay.
And there is one more difference in the delete table. The first one, delete, is DML language, and drop and truncate is DDL language. And for delete, we can roll back it. We can roll back the comment, but for drop and for truncate, we cannot. So it's kind of shift delete.